Today we are going to be reading The Princess and Black Takes a Vacation. Illustrated by Lee Pan?
How do we say that?
Louis Pan?
Lee Yon?
Lee and Pan.
I don't know how to pronounce
Lee.
it.
I don't
We'll
know.
have to. We'll have to figure it out. Oh,
It's
Leon. Okay. For Gus, this is who the author wrote this book for. It's called A Dedication. For Gus, Bronson, Linus, George, and Frankie, superheroes all. She called them superheroes. It was dawn. The Princess in Black had battled monsters all night, and so Princess Magnolia was tired. Princess Magnolia lay down in her fluffy princess bed. She closed her eyes. She was almost asleep when... Bring, bring! The monster alarm, she muttered. Not again. She stumbled into the broom closet. She slipped off her frilly pajamas. She fell into her black costume. Now she was the Princess in Black.
Yeah, she's lying.
A very sleepy Princess in Black. She went down the secret chute, onto the back of her pony, Blackie, and into the goat pasture, just as she had 14 other times that week. Roar, said a toothy monster.
The goat eater.
Did you say snore? Asked the Princess in Black. The toothy monster shook its head. No, roar. The Princess in Black wished it had said snore. She wished she was snoring right then. Eat goats, said the monster. They're not your goats, said the Princess in Black. Mumbled. The Princess in Black mumbled. Why do I do? Sometimes I say words that aren't there. I have to really read it. The Princess in Black mumbled. They're Duff's goats. Go back to Monsterland. The toothy monster did not want to go back to Monsterland. The toothy monster was quite set on eating goats. He does have a lot of teeth on there too, huh?
Yeah.
Whoa. So the toothy monster and the Princess in Black waged battle. Sleepy slam, sluggish swing, double doozy, doozy fling. The monster picked up the Princess in Black in its fists. It opened its toothy mouth. It roared again. The Princess in Black opened her mouth. She didn't roar back. She yawned. Just then, someone pulled the monster's tail. Chapter 2. A boy in a mask and cape pulled the monster's tail. A boy the Princess in Black had never seen before. Who are you? Asked the Princess in Black. And where is Duff the Goat Boy? I am the Goat Avenger, said the Goat Avenger, and Duff the Goat Boy is busy, somewhere else, not here. The Goat Avenger was the same height as her friend Duff. He even had the same smile. But it couldn't be Duff.
It could be Duff.
It could be Duff. But
It is Duff.
Duff did not wear, she thinks Duff did not wear a mask.
He does.
That's funny, said the Princess in Black. Duff the Goat Boy is always here. This is his goat pasture. These are his goats. Eat goats, said the monster. The monster was still holding the Princess in Black. The monster still had a lot of teeth. You may not eat the goats, said the Princess in Black and the Goat Avenger. The monster winced. That's what winced means when somebody goes. There were too many people with masks. It was all very confusing. The monster put down the Princess in Black. It stuffed itself back into the hole. In Monsterland, no one wore masks.
I wonder what
Monsterland
looks like.
I bet we'll find out, maybe. That was the 15th monster this week, said the Princess in Black. She yawned again. She curled up on the grass. Blackie snuggled up beside her. You look tired, said the Goat Avenger. The princess in black closed her eyes. A goat licked her ear. She rolled over. Another goat nibbled her hair. You need a vacation, said the Goat Avenger. The princess in black opened one eye. What's a vacation, she asked. You take a break from work, he said. You go somewhere nice. You rest. That sounds amazing, but I can't take a vacation. Who will protect the goats? The Goat Avenger put his fist on his hip. Never fear, he said. The Goat Avenger is here. A vacation, said the princess in black. She led Blackie back to the castle. A vacation, said the princess in black. She crawled back up the secret chute. A vacation, asked the princess in black. She shrugged into her frilly dress. She was no longer the princess in black.
She was the princess.
A vacation, said Princess Magnolia. The Goat Avenger would stay in the pasture. He would watch out for monsters and save the goats. Princess Magnolia packed. Best time to start a vacation is right now. Princess Magnolia rode her bicycle to the seaside. After all, her pony deserved a vacation too. The air was salty, the sun was shiny, the sea was blue as monster fur. It was a perfect day.
Hey, those two, that's me and that's Adam, because I have long hair. She has short hair. I have blonde hair. She has dark hair.
Mm-hmm.
Brown hair.
Princess Magnolia lay down in the hammock. She closed her eyes. She was just about to snore when someone said, "Hello, Princess Magnolia." Princess Magnolia opened her eyes. Next to her was a pile of snacks. Beside the snacks was another hammock. On that hammock was a book. Behind the book was Princess Sneezewort.
Did she sneeze a lot?
What a surprise, said Princess Magnolia in her cheeriest, sleepy voice. You sound tired, said Princess Sneezewort. You should take a nap. I'll make sure no one wakes you. Thank you, Princess Sneezewort, said Princess Magnolia. Of course, she said. That's what friends are for. Princess Magnolia closed her eyes again. Later, Princess Sneezewort whispered, "We can play checkers." Princess Magnolia was just about to snore again when she heard a noise.
Roar!
Princess Magnolia kept her eyes shut. A monster? On the perfect beach? Impossible. Roar again. Princess Magnolia squeezed her eyes shut. Maybe she was already asleep. Maybe she was dreaming. Roar! Princess Magnolia peeked with one eye. Huge head rose out of the water. The head was on a long neck. The neck was attached to a massive body. A sea monster was terrorizing her perfect beach. Sorry, said Princess Sneezewort. I didn't know how to make sure a sea monster didn't wake you. I wouldn't know how to keep anybody asleep around that kind of big monster either, would you?
No, I would scream.
Princess Magnolia didn't know how to make sure a sea monster didn't hurt Princess Sneezewort. They looked scared. Princess,
Look at her.
yeah. She's like,
Oh no!
Princess Magnolia wore glass flip-flops. Princess Magnolia sunburned easily. Second-story windows made Princess Magnolia feel woozy. Princess Magnolia could not fight a sea monster. Chapter 6. The Goat Avenger stood tall in the goat pasture. Fist on hips, chin raised, smile sparkling. He waited for monsters to come. The goats chewed some grass. The Goat Avenger chopped at the air. He rolled on the grass. He said, "Yah!" The goat swallowed. Then they chewed some more grass.
Oh, it's just a...
The Goat Avenger tried out some catchphrases. Back, monsters, back in your internal pit. Beware. Watch out. Shoo. One of the goats burped. Which one burped? I think I think it's this one. The one right there.
one of the goats burnt. It's definitely
Yeah,
that
I
one.
think it's that
Because
one
it
too.
said underneath.
The Goat Avenger went to the hole. Munsterland was down there. All week long, monsters had been climbing out of that hole. The Goat Avenger had created his own monster alarm using ropes and bells, but nothing moved. Hello, the Goat Avenger whispered. Monsters? The goat chewed some more grass.
Your belly kind of fat.
It is. I need to work on that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I just lie here, the monsters will go away, thought Princess Magnolia. Roar, said the sea monster. Eat people. The people on the beach screamed. People are screaming, said Princess Sneezewort. He does not look like a friendly monster.
Wait, look in the back. Look in the back.
No. I want to find out the end of the story. I don't want to know. Maybe if I just lie here, people. Oh, okay. I already read that. Oh, let's get the picture. People ran. People are running, said Princess Sneezewort. Should we run too? People dropped ice pops in the sand. That boy dropped his ice pop in the sand, said Princess Sneezewort. Eat people, roared the sea monster. People, yum. Princess Magnolia sighed. You're right, said Princess Sneezewort. You're right, Princess Sneezewort, she said. We should run. They're worried. They're like, what are we going to do? I think you've already read this one before.
Nuh-uh.
Oh. Some say that princesses don't run, but these two did. They ran very fast. Princess Sneezewort ran toward an ice pop stand. Princess Magnolia ran toward a bathing tent. She needed her disguise, and fast. I think she's going to turn into the Princess in Black.
Yes.
I knew it. Nobody that prim and perfect Princess Magnolia was. Nobody knew that prim and perfect Princess Magnolia was secretly the Princess in Black. But she had to keep the sea monster from eating people, especially Princess Sneezewort. After all, that's what friends are for. Duff the goat boy sat and watched the goats chew. His mask had itched. His cape had chafed. So he'd taken them off. He wished he'd brought a book. Clang, clang, clang. The monster alarm, said Duff. Duff shoved on his mask. He tied on his cape. He was no longer Duff, the goat boy. The Goat Avenger put his fist on his hips and said, "Ha ha!" Nothing came out of that hole. The rope on the monster alarm was wiggling. The goat bells were clanging, but there was no monster inside. You see a monster? I don't see a monster either. Here's a monster. The Princess in Black stood on the beach. She said, "Sea monster, you may..." No, I'm going to change it. You may not eat people. Now I'm going to say, sea monster, you mustn't eat people. Roar, said the sea monster. Its tail slapped the water. A wave crashed to shore. Maybe it can't hear me, she thought. The Princess in Black climbed onto a rock. She cupped her hands around her mouth. She said, "Behave, beasts!" Roar, said the sea monster. Its tail whipped on the beach. It barely missed the ice pop stand. Maybe it still can't hear me, she thought. She leaped onto its tail. She started to run up. Suddenly, the tail lifted her into the air. The Princess in Black slipped. Then she slipped some more. She grabbed the tail and hugged it tight. Look down, she told herself. She looked down. She gasped. The bathing tents looked like pebbles. The people looked like ants. A bird landed on her shoulder. Squawk, said the Princess in Black. That meant, could you fly me down? Squawk, squawk, said the bird. That meant, so sorry, but you're too heavy. Squawk, said the Princess in Black. That meant, this was supposed to be a vacation. She went there to relax, and she's still having to fight monsters, huh? So she left to relax. and she had to go fight monsters. And he said he was Duff, the Goat Avenger, said he was going to stay there and fight monsters, but he doesn't see any monsters, does he?
Right.
The Goat Avenger squinted into the hole. Not so much as a tentacle appeared. Then, what was setting off the monster alarm? A mystery. The Goat Avenger straightened his mask. He tightened his cape a little too tight. He loosened his cape. Then he followed the rope back to a tree. A furry creature was caught in the rope. It was flailing. It was squeaking. It was a squirrel. Clang, clang. A squirrel had caught his monster trap. At last, a monster, said the Goat Avenger. A nearby goat bleated doubtfully. Bah.
But if I get not a goat,
Mm.
no monster.
A squirrel could be a monster, said the Goat Avenger, explaining to the doubtful goat. If you're an acorn, the Goat Avenger freed the squirrel. He said, don't eat any goats. The squirrel squeaked. It ran away, off to find some acorns to terrorize. The goat said, "Ma." That probably meant that they were proud of the Goat Avenger. But the Goat Avenger shrugged. He had his heart set on a real monster, a scary monster.
You mean the one Magnolia wouldn't take a trip?
The sea monster's tail was long, narrow, and slick. It reminded the Princess in Black of her secret chute. It gave her an idea. Swoop. If she hadn't been so tired, the sliding down would have been a lot of fun. The sea monster's back was soft and springy, like her mattress. She had to jump to get across it. If she hadn't been so tired, the jumping would have been a lot of fun. The sea monster's neck was high as a tower. She had climbed to get up. Actually, even though she was tired, the climbing was a lot of fun. She wondered about getting a sea monster for a pet, but it would never fit in her moat. At least she reached its head. At last, she reached its head. The sea monster tried to bat her off, so the Princess in Black and the sea monster waged battle. Serpent slip, forehead crash, twinkle, twinkle, little smash. She's fighting that monster, huh?
Mm-hmm.
She skimmed down to the tip of its nose. She looked at it square in the eyes. Eat people, said the sea monster. No, said the Princess in Black. You may not eat people. The sea monster could hear her now. It frowned. No? No, she said. The sea monster sniffled. Its neck drooped. Its tail sagged. You could eat fish, said the Princess in Black. The sea monster straightened up. Yes, it said, eat fish. The monster dove back into the sea. The Princess in Black had no choice but to follow. The Goat Avenger swung in a hammock. He sipped his lemonade. He read a comic book. The squirrel hopped onto his shoulder. The Goat Avenger shared his lemonade. It was a good day. Clang, clang, clang. Probably another squirrel, said the Goat Avenger. He stood up and turned around. An acorn-shaped monster with one huge eye lurked beside the hole. Ah, said the Goat Avenger. Roar, said the acorn-shaped monster. Squirrel, said the goat. Terrorize that acorn. Squeak, said the squirrel. Ah, said the acorn-shaped monster. It leaped back into that hole. The Goat Avenger put his fist on his hips. He had done it. I like how he saved the squirrel and the squirrel saved him. He had done it. After all, he had saved the squirrel, and the squirrel had scared away the monster. Thanks to him, the goats were safe. And somewhere, thanks to him, the Princess in Black was having a vacation. The sea monster plunged into the water. The ocean rose up. A wave formed, and the Princess in Black was on top of it. The water washed away her disguise. The wave rolled her onto an island. It dumped her onto the shore. Princess Magnolia looked around. island was tiny. Nothing for miles. No screaming people, no leaking goats, and no monsters. It was perfect. Princess Magnolia curled up in the shade of the coconut tree. Vacation, she said. She closed her eyes. She said, snore. And then she did just that. That wasn't a long book.
I know.
Her friend's gonna come save her in the boat. Oh,
Ow.
careful.
Now, would you look at the back?
Oh, aw. Well, that was when they were fighting. That was when they were looking.
Yeah.
You know why I like that picture?
Why?
Because it's a real saying to look eye to eye. That means looking people in the eye when you're talking sometimes is important when you're trying to say something. Because what was the Princess in Black trying to say?
No, eat people.
No eating people. So she had to get all, and she wasn't mad. She just climbed up the tail because she thought that maybe the princess couldn't, or the sea monster couldn't hear.
Bye. See you next time.
What? I am not done yet. I am not done yet. I love you, ladies.
I love you.
We'll make a YouTube video. You want me to put the pictures on it too?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I'll have to take pictures of it then, okay? Okay.
I want to show you something.
Tell me.
I'm going to take care of my American Dodo.
Okay. I just want you to remember something that I taught you today. I have to live with the choices I make.
We have to live.
Well, I'm saying it. I'm telling you what I have to do. We all do, but I want you to say it to yourself. Okay. Get some rest. Right now, my choice is rest, rest, rest. We're gonna have fun. What? What'd you forget?
Why can't you not stand out of Alabama?
Do you see?
Made your decision?
No, we can talk about that. You know, do you see how I need to have my own house and I need to make your own room for you.
And
wherever I am. I need you to know that
and you need to make money. You had $500, but you spent it on your plane ticket. Use it though.
I have spent money on plane tickets to get here and go back. And so
I know you're all gonna laugh.
we're not gonna laugh.
No, just people who are watching this video.
Well, we can edit this any which way we want too. We can make it. Asa, Adeline asked me why I'm not gonna stay in Alabama.
Why? In Kenya.
Do you see where am I gonna, I can't stay here. And I want you to have your own room in my house. Because this is Mom's house right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you ever live in Alabama, definitely tell me. Or if you get a house, tell me.
Listen, I'm going to keep talking to you. Just because I go away doesn't mean that I'm not going to call you and tell you good night.
Or come back.
Or come back or visit. And just because I go away right now, it doesn't mean that.
I will never see you again.
It does not mean that. It only means that we're going to be away for a little bit.
We'll just, it'll be a couple years. 1 year, and then we'll get to see you again.
Well, it hasn't been a year. I was here at Christmas.
I know.
So even though it does feel like a long time?
No, last time we saw you, like last time, when you were here
When you went up to Washington?
No, when before you came from Christmas, the year after that, before that year, you came like a year past, summer was here, and you came here. 1 year. We only wait 1 year, and then you'll come.
Well, it's not a year. That's not right. And I want you to know I'll call you and we'll talk. And we can video chat. I know it's not the same as this. We can't catch fireflies together when I'm not here. And that makes me sad too. But also, you know, you girls deserve to not see Mom and I arguing. And Mom and I have to learn a way to talk to each other where we don't. And
y'all were arguing the whole entire ride.
I wasn't. My voice was like it is now.
And guess what?
didn't even hear you guys argue all
You were asleep.
I wasn't asleep. I was just resting my eyes, but all I heard was the music.
Good. Well,
Because it
so
was
I don't
so
want you
loud.
to, I'm glad that you only heard the music, but I don't want you to worry about our relationship. I want you to know I'm going to be with you for a long time.
Are we still recording?
I don't know.
I think we are.
I hope so. This is a good conversation to remember.
We're still recording.
This is a good conversation to remember. Get some
Why
rest and
are
think
you
about it.
doing
Because I cannot stay here. Do you see how Mom talks to me?
Yes.
Okay, I don't talk to Mom like that. I don't, listen, I cannot stay here.
If you had your own house, would you stay here?
If I had my own house, I would hope you would want to stay with me sometimes.
I would. I wish you and Mom stayed in Alabama, and you had your own house, and Mom had her own house, so we could wait like a week, one week, and then one week, like go back and forth.
That would be nice and easy, but I don't live here right now. That's the problem with that idea. Now, it doesn't mean I can't make that happen, but I gotta work for it. How do people get what they want?
By working for it.
That's right. I still got a lot of work to do to make that happen, okay?
Maybe we could take a little walk, like from to the dollar store.
I want to take a walk to the dollar store.
We'll figure that out tomorrow. We're not gonna do that right now, right?
I know.
Tomorrow.
Yes, not right now.
Tomorrow.
Let's figure that out
Maybe
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Let's let
You
tomorrow.
please rub my back.
Baby.
She likes her rubbing her back.
I know, but it's time to get some rest now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
1, 2, 3.
Hope you feel the love I'm putting you in my hand. You don't like back rubs?
I love back rubs.
No, I don't.
I don't know why, but it helps me go to sleep. I can feel someone in that.
Oh, good.
You're safe, honey. I'm not going anywhere tonight, okay?
Early.
I'm gonna be here
I
all
woke
night.
up
You
at 30.
can listen. You can wake up, and if you wake up tonight and you're looking for me, I will be on the couch, okay? You
Okay.
understand? So, and no matter what time you wake up, that's where I'll be. Okay? And I want you to, when you wake up,
Unless you wake up early.
if I wake up earlier, I might be outside smoking a cigarette,
Or maybe cleaning.
or maybe cleaning,
Or making breakfast.
or making breakfast. You might wake up to breakfast, who knows?
We might wake up to breakfast. I want to wake up to breakfast.
Can we make the cookies
I don't-
after lunch?
Well, you're trying to plan the whole day, huh? Good
I
night.
don't plan the whole day.
Listen, rest well.
Sleep easy.
Thank you, Clover.
I really want to find my mouth and go for it.
Rest well.
Once I saw it, I was like,
Adwin, right now we're doing some rest and going to bed.
I'm not.
I'm not gonna close it all the way, okay?
Crack it.
Okay.
It's over. Leave
Ah.
that light on. Can you leave the hallway light on?
It's opening.
Okay, get some rest.
You can go in my room and
I'm gonna be on the couch. Get some rest.
no, I mean to keep it right there. Get something to keep it right there.
Okay. Okay. Is that better? I love you.
See you in the morning.
Yes, you will.
Oh, and if you find Teddy, can you bring him to me?
Yes, I will.
First night here. That's what we walk into. Apparently. Lights look good though.